We've had a new pro skate from an icon of rollerblading, and on the opposite end, the first pro ag skate for a young female skater. We've had comps popping off, new team signings, a ridiculous amount of new edits, more pro skates, and we're into SOTI season, which means the skate awards are coming back with more prizes, and this time for the youth as well.
And this one's mine.
All the stunts are performed by professionals. Don't attempt this yourself. So the Metro Card Classic NYC Invitational weekend started off with the Destroy pop-up and the Reverse Halo premiere. The following day, a session at the iconic Brooklyn Banks.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, you skate down a big hill, and then you go up a big hill, and then you can grind a couple different things, and then if you land it, you get to skate back up a big hill.
DJ Kang was absolutely kicking off. Ollie Jones was having a worldie of a session on the down rail. They should have actually ripped the rail out at the end of the day and given it to him to take back home to old Blighty. Like, he sozzled the thing. Imagine seeing a handrail coming around the conveyor belt at Gatwick Airport. Mickey Witzemann was on top form, and I think it surprised a few people, seeing him take his signature style and control to bigger spots. Maybe we'll see more of that in new edits that come soon. The day after, it looked like Storm Neville had arrived in New York City. It was monsoon season.
We were battling with a lot of things over the weekend. We had the rain. We were out there with the leaf blowers, the blow torches, we had the push brooms.
But the organisers got things back on track the next day. I'm a big fan of the scrap heap challenge style obstacles that they use at the event. Kind of look like you might need a tetanus shot if you fall over on a few of them. Loads of great skating throughout the day. Bits from Gabe Talamentes, Sean Kelso is in there. Levi Van Rijn looked like he was having a great time of it. Dominic Bruce was bringing his ideas and creative flair to the obstacles, and I actually thought he was going to be pretty well placed to win the thing. But Mickey Witzemann carried on his good form from the Brooklyn Banks into this competition. He was having a smashing time. Really cool to see him take a trick he'd done 2 years ago at the same event that was used for the launch of his first pro skate, then upscale it on a slightly bigger obstacle, add a few more bits into it, and take the win. Like the last time, he also has a new skate. Well, sort of, it's a prototype.
But it's the second version of my pro skate, which will be out in, I guess, November.
I think his first pro skate looked quite a lot better, actually. I think the colours worked better on it. I am quite a fan of the little eyes peeping through the gap there on the liner, and the sort of transparent sole plate is cool, but I just don't think the colours work very well. It's a prototype though, so maybe things will change, or also maybe he doesn't really care what I think. Along with the colour changes, there's some technical changes as well.
And also we'll have stronger rivets and slightly softer plastic for the shell to make just top sides more convenient.
Mesmer have made the very smart move of signing up young DJ Kang. I know comparisons are always a little bit rubbish, but I can't help think he reminds me of a young John Bellino. The kid is absolutely phenomenal. They put together this little Instagram piece while he was over in America. I assume while he was over there they filmed a bigger piece as well, so I look forward to that. A bit of team hopping that feels a little like it's out of nowhere. First, Zach Savage joining the Faction team from Gods, who he left in May after 8 years of service. A great pickup for Faction, I didn't see that one coming. And the Enigma, Jun Song, joining Gods from them. An unreal pickup from Gods, and I hope they get him over for Frankie's comp. Talking of Frankie's comp, again, like last year, Frankie's testing of his own obstacles is so high level. It might be some of the best tricks those obstacles see. I love that he gets out there and sets the tone. Are you a fan of Yuto skating? Are you thirsty for more of his hyper stylish, mega tech, otherworldly skating? Well, he recently put out Archive, which I'm guessing from the title it's footage from over the last year or so that kind of didn't find a home anywhere else, maybe? I mean, I say that, but it's all absolutely unreal and deserves way more views than it's currently got. This guy should be put in the SOTI conversation this year. Quick shout out to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for the support. Couldn't do this without you. So yeah, nice one. If you want to join them, Patreon, channel memberships, all linked below. And genuinely, it does keep this running, so I really appreciate it. Cheers. Something a little bit different that got chins wagging. 5 Dams by Bobi, Spassov and Eric Pilch. Bobi and the crew went to 5 dams in 5 days with the intention of filming and just seeing what happened. Visually, it's stunning, and I'm a big fan of the concept and concept edits in general. I think it's particularly cool that someone like Bobi, who would be looked at as a person that produces more traditional centric videos, lots of trick heavy skating and content tailored to be algorithmically pleasing, would choose to do a concept driven and more art focused piece. It's good a prominent figure does stuff outside of the normal and like what his young fans might expect him to do, you know, like expanding the ideas of what skating is and how it's presented. I came away a little underwhelmed by the tricks themselves. That's like testament to what I think Bobi's abilities are though. Like, I know tricks weren't the main focus as such, but transition skating is Bobi's bread and butter to me. Like, when I heard about him skating in dams, I was thinking he is going to go absolutely apeshit here. He's going to come up with something mental. As an example, the shifty zero air gap he does, which looks so sick, controlled and stylish, but I was expecting a clip after that of him doing something a little bit more loopy, you know, like really pushing what can be done there, which he's totally capable of. The line with the sunny variations felt jarring to me, but that's probably because he has a line of sunny variations in his CCI edit, plus there's other sunny variants in both of these videos. The couple of simple airs he does in it are picture perfect, but I think he's more than capable of doing a concept piece while still pushing his abilities, and like that's where the gold lies. It's all really nice. There's plenty of great bits. There's bits where he does like go full rip, like an example, the 900. But I think people saying section of the year is off the mark. It has all the ingredients to be section of the year. The concept, the ideas, the spots, the execution of the filming were brilliant. But I don't think the tricks pushed it far enough, especially for Bobi's abilities. It felt more like a really well put together BTS of a photo shoot. I hope he continues down this path of adding in more kind of concept driven pieces amongst his other stuff. Kind of like Joe Atkinson. I think he's probably one of the best examples of people who can blend it all in together. We're in the fourth quarter of the year, which I would say means we've crossed that threshold into Sotty season. It's a time of year when people start to put their stamp on their claims for Sotty, adding a little bit more to what they've put into their CV so far, and new names start throwing their hat into the ring for the conversation. We've just had a Community Cup Invitational, which was a banger. I made up a finalist from last year's awards, so you had Skate of the Year finalists in there, Section of the Year finalists in there, and Trick of the Year finalists, and unsurprisingly they produced top quality edits, and I'm pretty sure a few of those names will now be shoot-ins for finalists again in those categories. Bobi took the community vote, Levi took the judges vote, but that's not to say the other skaters haven't also added to their claims, added a bit more to their resume for Skater of the Year, and who knows what they might add. Also, there's other names outside of that are always pretty much in contention. Sean Kelso's been pretty quiet this year. He actually just posted up on Instagram and referenced the fact he is filming for a video. Broskow's had some heavy Instagram bits. He also got a pro skate and the magical edit to go with that, teaming up with Mike Therese, and his kind of default Sotty every year anyway. Actually, the player ratings on everybody involved in that video are off the chart. Cameron Talbot's coming back from injuries and he was putting the pressure on last year, so we'll see what happens. Fresh off the excitement of the Community Cup and all the overwhelmingly positive feedback I've had for it, I want to continue that momentum straight into this year's Skate Awards 2025. This year I'm going to be teaming up with Loco Skates to host the award. That means we're going to have an established website, a well-known website within rollerblading where you can go to do the voting, so maybe that'll make it easier for people if they couldn't find it last time, and that voting page will then turn into the results page as well. Last year, for the first time in rollerblading, there was a monetary prize for Male Skater of the Year and Female Skater of the Year, split 50-50 bang down the middle. Sean Kelso and Chihiro Uzuma were the voted for and well-deserving winners and recipients of that prize money, and that's thanks to the generosity of the community, who raised £7,879, which is just under or around $10,000. This year I want to expand that, so along with those two categories I also want to introduce a prize for Sotty Youth, so Best Skater Under 18, also Section of the Year, Trick of the Year, a prize for Videographer and a prize for Photographer. I would absolutely love it.
I'll tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
If we could raise 10 grand, and that's sterling, not dollars, so it'd be more in dollars. Goodness knows what that would be, I don't know, $12,000 or something like that. So it would be $4,000 each for the adult SOTIs, $1,000 for the youth SOTI, 250 section of the year, 250 trick of the year, 250 photographer, 250 videographer. And I think that's totally possible. 293 donations on the Community Cup, 217 donations on the last year's awards was enough to have an impact and make a difference and change things up. As I mentioned in the Community Cup results video, that's just over 1% of my followers. It's a really small percentage of the people that watched and enjoyed the videos. It's a really small percentage of the people who voted and decided where that money would go to. I think we can push further than that. I think we can get to like 400 or 500 donations and cruise past the £10,000 milestone. We've seen the results of it and it works. It rewards the skaters and the filmers, the community benefit, and there's enough people out there to push this, grow this further, and incentivize the things that make rollerblading great and make it feel alive. If 10% of my followers donated a £5, which is less than the cost of a stretchy poop stress relief toy, we'd smash it. Watching amazing skate videos could probably be seen as a bit of a stress relief, although actually probably depends on who you're watching, as some skates are pretty stressful to watch in a good way. But I might be talking myself out of some donations there.
That shit again. I was so scared. I was so scared for so long.
I mean, how much are you paying for your VPN so you can watch a few naughty films in the UK? I mean, you could give that a break for a month, you bunch of perverts. Anyway, I think it could be really sick and we're totally capable of making it happen. I've set up the latest crowdfunder. If you can afford to support, amazing, and really appreciate every donation. So the kind of loose idea about how it's going to work, mid-December-ish, I will open my stories up for nominations. This is what I've done the last 3 years. I'll give forewarning that it's going to come, so you know you have those 24 hours to get those nominations in. I think it's fast, it's easy, it allows the rest of the process to be faster as well, and also it gets just as much attention as if you put up a poll and ask people to go and vote somewhere. Once I tally up all the nominations, create the poll, like I said before, voting will be held on Loco Skates websites. This will be well published so you know exactly where to go to vote, etc, etc. It will be up for around 2 weeks. 2 weeks I think is a good length of time for voting, and then boom, results will come in January. I'll leave the GoFund open right until the point where I'm actually going to be sending the money to the winners, and if you're looking to get in an edit right at the end, I reckon the 15th of December will probably be the cut-off mark. So keep that in mind. It might change. I mean, it won't get any earlier. It might get later. That'll be the only thing. But as soon as I get a clear idea in my head, I'll let you know. But 15th of December, yeah? Thank you massively to the brands for supporting and believing in the vision. The reality is, without their help, I simply couldn't continue to facilitate these awards. The GOAT Alex Broskow got a new pro skate just over 6 years after his first Powder Blue 908 with them. Just as he did for the promo of that one, he's teamed up with Mike Therese again, as he often does in recent years for his solo pieces. So they actually did seconds together, and that was the year before he got his original pro skate, so that was 6-7 years ago. They got back together for +1, which was just under 3 years ago. Unsurprisingly, they're back together again, like the Gallagher brothers, man. Actually, probably more like the Hall & Oates. These two are the Hall & Oates of rollerblading. I don't know which one's which, but I'll let them decide that between themselves. But just so good, just pure hits, and it's just quality across the board. No misses, always with these two. The production's amazing, the filming, all that kind of side of it. Alex is skating undeniably incredible. His contribution to rollerblading is, I think, unmatched. If you go catalogue to catalogue with people, he's got the best catalogue of footage out there. There's no beating him. I'd actually heard a rumour that he wasn't too bothered about another pro skate. When he got the last one, he was just oh yeah, do what's best for them skates, get some more people some pro skates, do the collabs and stuff like that. Whatever's good for them, I'm all on board with that. But I mean, he definitely deserves a pro skate. The skate looks amazing. The powder blue is such a good colour. It was a new model, so it kind of makes sense. I think a few people got confused with the naming and why the price had shot up so much. Obviously, you've got to take on board that it's a pro skate, so the skater is getting royalties. But like, how come the 901 is like so much cheaper on its own? Well, for Alex's one, so the 901 909 collab mod. So it's actually the 909 plastic they're using with the 901 mould, and then you've got all the options. You can either go for the 901 new sole plate or the original 909 sole plate, and then all the other options, right, with liners, intuitions, etc, etc. So I don't think people realised that it was a 901 mould but with 909 plastic. With the pricing as well, you've also kind of got to consider what the brand does outside of just the skates, like what they're doing for the culture. And I just don't think there's any other brand, apart from maybe Powerslide, who are massive, well, in relative terms, that are doing more than them skates to be like inclusive, you know, like doing the shops, doing all the collaborations, trying to bring in new eyes and new audiences to something. I think it's funny and it's ironic that, you know, people moan that them skates are so cliquey and trying to be exclusive, but I actually think by John's actions, it's quite the opposite. So about 2 weeks after Nicoly was announced as a USD Pro rider and had dropped her edit, they've given her a Pro aggressive skate. A really cool move from USD. She's already had a free skate. She's been with them for like quite a while now. An exceptional skater, has placed well in competitions, World Skate Games and stuff like that. Really good ambassador for rollerblading on the whole, like tons and tons of followers. But it does seem a little bit weird that they did the pro intro edit and then the pro skate 2 weeks later. Like, I mean, maybe should have announced like the pro bit, I don't know, like 3 months ago, 6 months ago, something like that. And then like you're giving her a skate. But I mean, I guess it just means there's another edit coming. Maybe they just had loads of footage and were like, oh, do you know what? Like, throw this one out and we'll give you the pro skate in a couple of weeks anyway. So as I was filming this, they've released her Pro Skate promo edit. So that's 2 edits in the space of a month. Just under like 8 minutes of footage. Really cool to see her doing lots of street skating, and she's an extremely capable skater. Lots of nifty bits in there, and it looks like she's having an absolutely cracking time, which is going to be appealing for young kids watching it. Plus, she just dropped another free skate edit as well. I think right now, she is probably one of the best ambassadors for rollerblading on the whole. And USD are doubling down on doing the most for rollerblading's future with the USD Glitch Vikings on skates, adjustable skates, a signature model for Thor and Astrid Garcia. If you've been following their journey, their progression has been unbelievable, man. Just like really cool style starting to develop in there, lots of enthusiasm, standout performances at parks and events and stuff like that. Just a really good move from USD and really cool to see. Tomo has also got a pro skate, and this is also under the Powerslide banner. Amazing the difference a bit of colour makes to a skate. When I seen those grey ones, the first thing I thought of was a proboscis monkey. They just kind of look a bit cheap and fairly ugly for something that's meant to be, it's quite a simple skate. I don't know, there's just too much going on with it. And I'm also calling it Rave Park, grey and white. I like the least rave colours I can imagine, unless like you're trying to say, oh, somebody who's been in a rave for like 40 years and their skin's turned grey. The Tomo ones are just so much nicer. I don't know if it's just because the white like hides that other little bit at the bottom a little bit more, or what it is. The swirly bit that everybody seems to be doing now on the sole plate is nice as well. But yeah, good job making them look less ugly and actually quite nice. The promo edit recently dropped for this one, and it's definitely worth checking out. He's gone fairly hammy like. So a decade or more after starting this project up, the CRS suspension Creat Original frames are here after what, like everything that possibly could have gone wrong went wrong, plus some more on top of that. The frames are here, and all those people that didn't get what they reserved from the original Kickstarter will now be sorted out as well. They've acknowledged everybody that supported them and gave thanks, and explained a little bit more of the story, so it wasn't them just like trying to jip people off. You can find out the latest in the CRS journey in a couple of posts they made recently. Like, I mean, part of it even involved them pretending to be a different company, getting Joey B involved, like, to sort it out and like help them actually get their frame molds back. Absolutely ridiculous situation, man. There's a great video of Austin Paz putting them through their paces through the rough streets of New York City and explaining the details and functionality of the flames. He also takes it very seriously.
And this one's mine. This isn't just your regular frame. These are suspension frames.
Forgot he's not a robot and is actually allowed to show like human emotion. You can pre-order now. There's option of a white one, there's a black pair, and there is also Austin Paz's pro frames as well. Plus, Sean Kelso has another colourful pro frame that happens to be a great colour match for the new Them Skates Jet Set Radio Skate. Right, so there's been an absolute ton of edits. I'm going to run through a list that I think you should go and watch. Do you like the idea and beauty of relatively simple tricks done incredibly well with a hyper focus on style and execution? Well, Cody Raffler's new piece with T-neck is packed like a midnight kebab special with all of that and is the ticket for you. It's good to talk. Are you a fan of people dressing like Vacation Terminator on skates and unexpected transitions to introduce a different skater and their trick? Seriously though, Yozenk is solid in his new piece Bulwark. He's got a good aura about his skating, got a good soul to it, great spot selection, electric choice of tricks, and has something slightly unexpected. He reminds you you'd like to see more of his skating, and also what's the crack with him and Roche's? Are you a fan of bigger crew pieces that show you all those beautiful sunny spots in dreamy California and remind you that a high percentage of the things you see in your neighbourhood are grey and fairly uninviting, which also includes the people you encounter? Well, dream away with Reverse Halo from Destroy Clothing and Jeremy Soderbergh. Destroy are also the most consistent clothing brand that actually put new ideas out there and seem to care about what they're doing. Finally, Amber Rivera and Butter TV have a new piece out, All in a Dream. Filmed over 2 years, it's really cool seeing Amber's progression and her becoming more of a prominent figure in female rollerblading. It's actually an incredible journey for someone who only really joined the skate community in 2020. I'm sure there's things I've missed, but I'll get into it next time. Spotty Dog.